Good morning. Thank you for coming. The Secretary General will brief you on the NATO-Ukraine Commission, which has just ended, and then we'll have a little bit of time to take just a few questions. Secretary General.
Good morning. We have just concluded a meeting of the NATO-Ukraine Commission with Foreign Minister Pavlo Klimkin. And our meeting underscores NATO's unwavering support for Ukraine. NATO allies do not and will not recognize Russia's illegal annexation of Crimea. Today we discussed Russia's continued aggressive actions, the importance of implementing the Minsk agreements, and NATO's enduring support for Ukraine. The security situation remains serious. Last month saw massive increase in ceasefire violations, and they continue, with hundreds of explosions caused every day by equipment banned under the Minsk agreement. Heavy weaponry has not been withdrawn, and only 13% of the heavy weaponry registered with the OSCE can be currently traced. Russian-backed militants also continue to restrict the free movement of OSCE monitors. And some monitors have even become targets themselves. For example, on the 9th of November, impacts from heavy weapon shelling came down just 50 meters from monitors south of Donetsk. So this just illustrates the seriousness of the situation in eastern Ukraine and the many violations of the ceasefire. Minister Klimkin today reconfirmed Ukraine's commitment to the Minsk agreements. Russia has a significant responsibility in bringing the conflict to an end. Diplomacy offers the only viable solution to the crisis in Ukraine. So it is unfortunate that last week's meeting of the Normandy format was inconclusive. I call on all parties to redouble their efforts to implement the Minsk agreements in full. As a first step, we need to see an immediate and full ceasefire. In the meantime, the international community must keep pressuring Russia to respect its obligations, especially while the security situation in eastern Ukraine remains so serious. It is important that the economic sanctions be maintained. At the Warsaw Summit, we adopted the comprehensive assistance package for Ukraine. Our meeting today was an opportunity to review its implementation. Allies made fresh pledges of support with funding and advisors. And we heard more about the Ukrainian government's progress on its ambitious reform program. As Ukraine continues on its reform path, NATO and NATO allies will continue to provide strong practical and political support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity, and for its efforts to build a better future for all Ukrainians. And with that, I'm ready to take your questions.